Start with the HYTE Console UI components. The server list page is the view that you're presented when you first log into the HYTE Console. One of the things that we want to do with the HYTE Console is, from an original design perspective, is make working with multiple messaging servers have a similar look and feel. So a lot of the UI components are going to be the same and reused throughout the application to provide more of a seamless user experience. At the top, you're going to find the menu bar. On the menu bar, you'll see just to the right of the HYTE Console logo, we have a servers link. This is a way to allow you to navigate directly back to the servers list page. Next to that, we've got the messaging drop-down menu. This allows you to quickly get to the send messages, browse messages, as well as view task pages. And in the far top right corner, you've got a menu that's specific to the user that's logged in, where a user may need to change their password or log out. Below the menu bar, you have the breadcrumb bar. This is where you have a history of the pages in contextual form that you've recently browsed. And you'll see as we browse through the console that new breadcrumb items will show up here, and you can use them to quickly browse back to pages and views when you've been working. This helps especially when you're trying to work across multiple servers or jumping between browsing and listing. You can quickly click there and it'll take you back to the page you were viewing in a contextual manner. On the left hand side, we've got the tree list view. The server tree view. And this allows, again, is to assist in quickly navigating between multiple servers. So for example, if I'm working between QM75 and QM80, I can quickly move between browsing messages or listing queues on one of the queue managers and be able to quickly move between those and navigate between those pages related to those objects. In the server tree view, we also have a filter box where you can start typing some text or string that will match a certain queue manager or server that you want to browse to or work with. And you'll notice I just type the word lab, the QM lab server opens, and we can then navigate to those objects. Additionally, there's a server group dropdown. So when your user has lists of groups, server groups, you can use that to filter the list that's in the server tree view by the server group. In the middle of the server list page, we've got the common table. Now in our table layouts, you'll notice that there'll be a common user look and feel to them as you work through the console. The top left corner is the title that shows you the title of the table you're on. The reload button is when you send a request to get fresh data back from the server. So when you click reload, it'll refresh the data for you. The export button allows you to download anything that's in this table into a CSV file. So this is handy if you're working on a queues list page, you need to run to a meeting and you want to have a report of the number of messages in the queues, things like that. You click the export button, grab the CSV, load it into Excel, and you're on your way. To the right, we'll have, this is our type filter dropdown. So on the server list page, the filtering here is by server group, and depending on the table you're looking on, it'll change. The text filter box is similar to what you saw in the server tree view. Is when you start typing text, it'll filter the items in the table, and you can select it'll show you just the objects that match the text that you've filtered on. The columns, you'll see the little arrow indicator. When you touch a column, it'll filter it, and the direction of the arrow will change, so you can tell are you filtering up or down. And then all the columns that are in blue text are sortable, so I can sort the status, I can sort by features, sort by name. Items in the table are clickable. When you click on the middle of the item, it'll select the item, and you'll notice once an item is selected, you've got more data and more user interface components pop up. When you select another item in the row, you'll see that it switches to the next item in third. When you click on the checkboxes, it moves it into multi-select mode. And on certain pages, there's actions that are available for multi-select items. On the bottom left-hand corner, you've got the select all and the unselect and the select none options, so you can click those. And on the far right, you have paging. So on pages and tables where you've got lots of data, you'll have pages, and there'll be a navigation here allow you to navigate between all the items in the list. When you select an item in the list, the detail panel opens up. On the top right, there'll be an X that allows you to close it, and it unselects the item that you had. On some items, there might be tabs. In the IBM MQ instance, there's only one tab, but in other views, there might be multiple tabs. The drop-down menu item here, we call this the actions. This allows you to perform actions on the item that you have selected in the table. So in this case, we could ping the queue manager. Below the actions, we have what are called jump links. These are smart links, and what they do is when you click on them, whatever item you have selected in the table, it's going to show you the list that's in relation to that item that's selected. So in the tree view, in the server list view, it's pretty straightforward. When you click on the queues, you're going to see the queues for that server. But as we get to other pages, we'll demonstrate that the jump links can help you filter your data and get to items that you want related. You'll see that in the jump links, we tend to show just the first 4 items. And so when there's more than 4, you'll see there's a show, and then there'll be a number more. And you can see that there's more items in the list, more items in the jump link. The detail panel on the far right, as you scroll down, this gives you usually detail or config information about the item that you have selected. So in this case, we've got the queue manager, and you can see the URL, the specific command level, which shows you about what version of IBM MQ you're working with, as well as some of the configuration information like max message size and when the queue manager was created.